Hi, my name is Karen Loshbaugh from Arch Ride Saddlery, and I have been inspired to make this video because I first got into saddle fit not because I wanted to do it as a profession, but I got into it because of frustration. And frustration is a good motivation, and so this is motivating me to make this video because there are about 5 really important issues about saddle fit that should be covered, and I'm going to cover them one at a time. But the very first one that I want to talk about is the tree width and angle, and matching it to the horse's shoulder angle, not the wither angle. And this is what I'm seeing all over the world, the number one biggest saddle fit issue that seems to be very common. So I really want to go in depth about this so people have a really good understanding and can see the logic behind it. Okay, let's get started. So if you think about the way the horse's shoulder moves, the minute the horse steps forward, the shoulder comes back and up through this direction. So this is the action that we have. And for you to be very aware of what the horse experiences with the saddle on it, this is a very good experiment that you can do, is to lay your hand along the angle of the wither, just like this, and imagine that if you were sitting on a saddle, how much pressure is actually put there. So when the horse's leg is lifted up, which it is right now, and then it's going to be pulled forward, now I feel the shoulder. Now it starts to disappear and go back here. And as the leg drops, then again you feel the bulge of the shoulder, and then now you don't feel anything. So this makes you very aware about that very first step, that if you have a tree gullet sitting like this, the minute that horse goes to step forward, they're going to have to shove it under your tree gullet. This is what I describe as a saddle that is adjusted to the wither angle, not the shoulder angle, which is 2 different things. This is very compromising, and the further you get up into the trapezius, the more sensitive this area is. And for what we're trying to do, engaging the horse's back, it's very important that they feel this freedom, and if there's tension anywhere in the back, they cannot engage their back. Now, often people have great big shouldered horses, so they think that they need a wide angle because the shoulder is big. It's actually the opposite. They need more room here at the top because that's where the shoulder goes. So you all often see people order wide-angled saddles that sit like this. Now, when the leg gets lifted up, you can imagine if your saddle sits like this, immediately you'll feel where it presses right into the shoulder. So don't go for a wide angle, it's more a wide width. So the width is this space in here, and the angle is this. So we have to pay close attention to tree width, that we have enough room here, and tree angle, that this is proper, but to the shoulder, not to the wither. 2 different angles. So if you look at that, there are 2 different angles, and to find this you need to put your pencil right there along the widest part of the shoulder and lay it very flat. And then if you look at the wither angle, it's 2 different things. And so often this is how saddles are fit to horses, along the wither, which does make a certain amount of sense, but not if you understand, only if the horse doesn't move. So if you follow this angle of the shoulder, you can see the difference. So saddles need to match that, and we'll show you some examples.
No.
So here is a saddle that is good fitting. You can see that the tree angle lines up with the shoulder angle, not the wither angle, which is down here. There's the angle of the wither. And you can see how much room that shoulder has to go under the tree gullet. Now, you have to imagine also, if you have weight on the saddle, how much that's going to disappear. So if you don't start out with any at all, you're really going to trap the horse's shoulders. But even with weight pushed down here, I still have room for the shoulder to go under. Okay, so here is an experiment, and a really good example of how your saddle can affect the horse. We talked about the saddle's not leaving room for the shoulder. So I'm not going to change anything. I don't have a saddle on, so I'm not going to change anything about my seat. In fact, I'm going to keep my seat going to encourage her to keep going. But look what happens the minute I start to compromise the shoulders. See? They want to stop and they want to hollow and drop their back away from it. So all I've done is put a very slight amount of pressure right here where a lot of saddles will hit the horse. So this is how important it is, and see, she's still very unhappy about it. So I'll show you that again. I need to put my hand in it. So here she is, just freely going forward. She's actually going in a direction she wants to go, towards the barn. And I'm just going to put my hands here. My seat keeps going. But this is what poor fitting saddles do. And this, the importance of matching the tree angle to the shoulder angle, I cannot stress enough. Now, I'm going to put my hands on her like as a good fitting saddle would fit. And let's see what she does. So I'm going to put my hand where it's supported more down here on the longissimus muscle. I'm just going to let her do whatever she wants. So I've got it pressed here where a good fitting saddle fits. I've got room right here, and she doesn't care. But the minute I push here, she cares. See that? So just by switching the pressure from here, where a good fitting saddle should support right here and have room here, the minute I pressed up here, you saw her reaction. She just stopped. And I'm not trying to influence her with my seat or anything, because I want to understand this as well too. So I think we should listen to the horses and what they have to say about it, and I think that was pretty clear. Thank you so much for listening. We're trying very much to change the situation for horses around the world as far as their training is and understanding how to develop a horse. And saddle fitting goes so hand in hand with that, because this can either be your horse's best friend or its worst enemy. A good fitting saddle will allow your horse to engage, to swing freely, and to disperse your weight as it is designed to do. If you have a bad fitting saddle, it's the worst thing for your horse. It can make a riding session complete misery, or it actually can do damage, since this cartilage in the shoulder can get chipped off if the saddle angle is too poor. So very, very important. And please, if you have any questions, get hold of me. But I think this is something that we need to be very aware of.